right. Hey, how you doing? This is Erick from HA Americans, helping Americans in AMP Live. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Friday Highlights in the AMP Live Real Estate Show. We're going to rock and roll and get into a little bit about repairs, rehabs. Going, man, are people still doing rehabs? Of course they are. People doing lease options, sub-2, cash buyers, flips, buying holes, the Burrs taking a little bit of a shit. But I'm going to be your host today. I'm going to go over the Erick report with you. We're going to dig into a little bit of training. Going to kind of touch bases on the pulse of real estate, show a couple of screen shares here and there, and just tap into what's happening in real estate. Okay, so hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing good. My mug's not going to be showing today. I'm just going to get into sharing this. You're going to hear my voice. We're going to rock, get into Friday highlights. Tomorrow we got Saturday training at 2 p.m. Be there, be square, don't miss it. We're going to get into some sub-2 stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about how to find the deals, yes, how to work the deals, what's going on, what type of deals are going on in the area right now. We're going to touch a little bit on something. It's not new. It's been around for a long, long time, kind of like the novations and sub-2 and seller financing and all that good stuff since the Reaganomic days, and even before that into the 70s, right? Some crazy stuff. So had a cool conversation with some awesome, nice people last night. We're at a little event over in Chino Hills, down there in that area. But it was were some good convos with some young peeps, some middle-aged peeps, and some older peeps, right? People that are involved in the city, others that are involved in social media, attorneys, all kinds of cool stuff. A little mixture of everything, which was very nice. Some good convos, right? And then others, kind of boring, and others were awesome, and a lot of good advice from, some of the rock and rollers that were there. So some real estate agents and, lenders. It wasn't like a creative real estate or investment type meetup or meeting, if you want to call it that. But it was pretty awesome. Some cool takeaways from the spectrum of, early, 20s to the 50s and 60s as far as people and ages, right? Awesome stuff. Some young bucks out there and gals, rocking and rolling, want to take on the world, and others, that are just there to network, try to get some business, and then others that are just at that point where they're out of the transaction, or I should say transactionist type mentality, where they're more about creators and givers and just want to share and of course make money, right? It's all about making money at the end of the day, because we live in a transactional world, unfortunately. So it's not all kumbaya and, and parties and all that good stuff and hugs and love and peace, love, and joy, like back in the 50s and the 60s and all that stuff, right? Propaganda. But you got to keep it positive with a positive mental attitude. Looks like, I think Facebook's saying some shit about low internet or something. FPS, too low, current low. I'm not going to get into that. Who cares? It's going to keep popping up. It's kind of irritating. But we're going to get into it. I'm going to go ahead and share a couple things with you. I'm going to share this doc right here, if you can see this, right? Cheat sheet for repairs and rehabs. Now, this is awesome because I've noticed that a lot of people in the business, when they're in the business, right, especially if you're new, they're going, hey, is every rehab $20,000? You just put $20,000 on every property for fix and flip? No, that's not the way to roll. You're just going to get laughed out of the situation. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to step out for 1 second. Let me crank a little bit of tunes real quick, but I'll be right back. Alright, I always got to crank up a little bit of tunes, right? That's from an old band called, let me see, well, I'm not even mentioning it, but it's a rock and roll band, period. Alright, so let me get into this real quick. So we got this doc here. We got, let's see if we can share it with you guys. I'm going to pull it up right here. See if it moves. Is it moving? Is it moving? Kind of, sort of. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. All right, so we're just going to do a little bit of training, but just a little I guess, house cleaning real quick, right? real estate, what's going on, right? Real estate's shifting, it's adjusting, it's moving up and down and all the way around. Have fun. And at the end of the day, it's still about real estate's going to sell for what someone's willing to pay for it, period, right? Doesn't matter what a seller wants off of the property or not. It's going to sell for what it's going to sell for. Nothing you can do about that. So it's kind of like sellers having a coming of Jesus call and saying, I listed it, delisted it, and now I want to sell it. But they're going to have to sell it for what the market's calling for, period, right? So what people want, what people get are two different things. It just is what it is. But that's what you're about. You're there to, if you're an agent or a broker, you go try to get them the best possible price and make the transaction smooth for them and all that good stuff. Same thing for a real estate investor like ourselves and others out there. Or you're in the game. You're doing things of this nature. Then they're your clients. Sellers are clients. Take care of your clients, right? But at the same token, they have to understand why you're offering what you're offering. And there's a lot of people just don't do that. They really don't care. Just spaghetti at the wall or just trying to push volume. I get it. And clients are not really a big thing, right? To them, they don't care. It's no different than, I guess, I look at properties as a product. Now, people are not a product. People are people, and they got emotions. So we tap into that, and we take it a little further than most do. At the end of the day, too, as well, you got, the property. Property is just that. It's a product. It's you look at it for what it is. It's nothing more than that. But some people get attached to their properties. Some people get emotionally attached to the properties. So you have to understand how that works and the mechanics work. At the same token, the property is what it is. Okay, we're never attached to it. We don't get emotionally attached to property. So it's about the dollars and cents. Does it make sense? Do the dollars make sense? Is there any dollars in the deal at all? And it's super important to do your due diligence. Got to do your due diligence. Got to rock your due diligence. Got to understand what you're doing. And I think we had a couple of conversations. One of our conversations was pretty good with a young cat, and he's doing his thing, and an older gentleman, which is pretty cool. And I was like, okay, a couple other young cats there too, going, yeah, I want to invest in real estate. I'm going, okay, that's awesome, cool. So what are you doing? Right? Oh, we're just saving money, but I don't know how to get started. Saying, okay, well, you got to, educate yourself, just like anything else. What do you do? Oh, I'm an attorney. Well, what do you do? I'm a social media guy. What do you do? I'm a financial analyst. Okay, so it took time to understand how to do that. Well, first of all, you probably had to get licensed, and then sometimes you don't, depending on what business it is. But you have to learn it. It takes years, right? One's like, yeah, I've been doing this 10 years. The other one's been doing this 8 years. The other one's been doing it 20 years, 30 years, right? Fucking takes time, right? So you're not going to jump into something and go, oh, I'm an instant expert. You're not Elon Musk. You're not the Bezos guy. You're not Bill Gates and all that good crap, right? Where, even if you were, it's still going to take a little bit of time to understand the business, right? And then I think we're just talking, going, yeah, it does take time, this and that, and wow, that's a lot, because we're sitting down explaining, how does Sub 2 work? How can you buy more properties with less money, right? How can you go creative on creative real estate and become a creative real estate investing expert, a transaction expert, right? A solution provider, right? Learn the art of the deal, the AMP lifestyle, the AMP life method, learn it. They go, wow, that's a lot. And then you go, well, okay, what do you do? Can I jump in and do what you do, like today or tomorrow? And then once you tell me what you do, I'm going to go, fuck, that's a lot. I do the same thing with attorneys, right? You had to go study, you had to go to the bar, you had to pass the test, you have to do some internship stuff, and then if you're any good after 2, 3, 4 years, you're still in the business, then you got, depending on what you're doing, right? If you're, into, the liability stuff or, labor or employee, whatever, you go, man, there's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of shit that goes into it. Man, that's a lot of stuff, right? And then let's go with number 3, the financial person. They go, well, yeah, I looked at the real estate book and I go, man, that's a lot of studying. Okay, but you had to get a license. You had to study. You have to go to a finance. You learn and do the financial business and learn the numbers, right? And if I try to step in your business, I'd be going, shit, that's a lot of stuff. Damn, right? And paperwork and this and that and everything that goes on with every transaction, every client, and everything that they do is a lot goes into it. Period. So what's the difference, right? It's kind of ironic that people say that stuff, and then you flip it and you go, well, you're right. If I jumped into your business, I'd be going, that's a lot of shit. I wouldn't want to do it. Or maybe I would. Maybe I'd like it. So everything that's being done comes from, I guess, a place of passion, right? You either like it or you don't like it. You can't get into something because I want to do it because there's a bunch of money in it. Well, good luck to you, right? It's probably not going to work out for you. You have to have some type of passion for something, and some of the mechanics inside the business have to work for you. So that's why you just can't jump into something and go, hey, if it was If real estate was easy, everybody would do it. If it was easy to become a rock star, everybody would do it. If it was easy to become a doctor, everybody would do it, right? Everybody would do it if it was super easy. And I always say the Staples button. I don't know, you probably never even seen the damn commercial, but they got a commercial and you press the Staples button and boom, shit comes to you. Boom, shit comes to you. Life don't work that way. It does not work that way, unfortunately. So you got to learn and become a damn expert at what you're doing, right? So that's my rant and rave, and it's not even Sunday for the Sunday sermon, but tomorrow's Saturday, and we got Saturday training, 2 p.m. We'll be in the field, so we might get lucky and have some juiciness in the before or after with some properties. We rolling through them, either virtually or actually physically. And then Sunday sermon, and don't miss Mindset Money Monday, because we're going to rock some guests. Probably going to have a few people and some friends that I have that are going to come aboard, and we're going to chit-chat and talk about some awesomeness about whatever they're doing. And we'll go through that and kind of stuff that we're doing and what we're seeing, right, in the market right now. So, as always, rock and roll in all that you do. I'm going to be your host for the Amp Live Real Estate Show. My name is Erick Paul. Watch this video all the way through. You can probably catch it on all the platforms. Today, we're just streaming live on Facebook, and then we'll monetize it and share it on all the other social media our social media platforms, and then we're going to go from there. I'll crack on these glasses so I can see what the hell we're doing. So let's get into the cheat sheet repairs and rehabs. Do me a favor too, click those lights and those the hearts and all that good stuff. If you like the content, then go ahead and share. It's okay. Don't worry, we don't bite. We're not going to hound you for anything. If you're a good fit, then we're going to work together. If you're not, then we're not going to work together, period, right? But keep on watching the videos and learn as much as you possibly can, right? Because this is not YouTube. This is the actual stuff we're going to train and share with you. And as I always say, anybody who comes aboard and works with us, no, there's not 20,000 videos to watch, YouTube videos, Facebook groups, Zoom calls that go on forever, and all kinds of other crazy stuff, PDFs to read. We get in and work, and we rock and do deals. That's what this is about. The other stuff is we have some of those other components as well, but that's for the tire kickers and people just trying to get into the business or maybe having a hard time and spinning their wheels. We will work with you one-on-one if it's a good fit. Otherwise, it'll be coaching with interactive mentoring, and the ones that rise to the top, we will rock with, okay? That's how that works. But check it out. Watch the videos. Grab those golden nuggets. We're going to get into some meat and potatoes right now. So not all repairs are $20,000 on every property, okay? A simple formula is we're going to use a simple formula to get the repairs based on the area, the age, and the subject of the property. We like to look at cosmetic rehab or full rehabs, right? A cosmetic rehab, anything from $2,000 on up, awesome, because the bones are good and everything looks good and the house looks nice and everything. You got tile on the roof and everything. Even if the house is thrashed in the inside, who gives a shit? The bones are good. At least we know 9 times out of 10 there's not going to be some weird stuff inside the walls. We don't have to. It's functional. We don't got to start knocking down walls and do a full rehab or things of that nature. So anything 2,000 and up, easy peasy. You just get it. I always like to say carpet, tile, and paint. I know a lot of people aren't using carpet, but it's just a metaphor. It's just something to say. We go in there and we just take care of the kitchens, take care of the bathrooms, take care of the flooring, take care of the walls and the molding and the fixtures and the knobs and all that good stuff. A little love to the front yard, little love to the backyard. Boom, rock and roll, move on. You got yourself a full, or I should say a cosmetic rehab. If it's from the 1980s and 90s, it's gonna be a little bit more. We're probably, and it also depends on the demographics. If it's like from the 1950s, 70s, 60s, from the 60s, 50s, and below, then yeah, your rehab's gonna be kind of crazy, right? You just don't know what you're gonna get into. Hopefully, you don't got to knock out walls or knock down walls. So we're gonna look at option one. Probably going, how's this even possible? $15 a square foot? How are you gonna do that? Okay, that's for your contractors and all those other people. This is for what we do. You don't have to do it. First and foremost, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a contractor, not a financial analyst. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not a CPA. It's for entertainment purposes. Rock and roll. Do your due diligence. Use your brain a little bit, right, as far as dissecting what is out there, and do a little bit of homework and research, right? Critical thinking is so important. You must do it, or you will perish, right? You're going to get caught with your pants down. You want to do that. So we got 3 ways. There's $15, there's $20, $25, $30, $35 square foot. And if you get into mechanicals like roofs and the foundations, electrical, plumbing, all that shit's going to double at the end of the day if you have to do the whole enchilada. If you don't, not going to get too deep into that. But $15 a month, $15 a square foot just means that you're going to take care of the labor, right? You're going to buy the materials. You're going to babysit the son of a bitch. You're going to interview 3 people or contractors or handyman people, and then you're going to work all the subs, because if you have control of the property, if you do it sub 2 and you control the property, then you can actually do the work. You can sub it out. You can act as a contractor because you're on title or you're the trustee and all that good stuff. If you're not, that's a totally different story, right? Then obviously get yourself a general contractor and sub out, or get some people where you can sub out the floors. As long as there's no electrical or plumbing, roofing, or foundation issues, you're good. This is just for cosmetic. We're talking about paint, we're talking about floors, talking about popping in the kitchen, bathrooms, moldings, fixtures. The plumbing, as far as plumbing goes, just put in a damn sink if you need it, right? Put in some knobs and not knobs, with some faucets and things of that nature, right? Got to change the shitters, right? So you want to make sure everything gets changed out. The doorknobs, doors, you can try to save some doors here and there. If they're not savable, then get rid of them. Shit, can them. They're not that expensive. Put in some nice juicy doors. Can lighting, granite or quartz, depending on what you're going to put in and the demographics of the property. And then you're just going to babysit. Usually when you first start doing your rehabs, it's the best way to learn is to babysit that son of a bitch. Go with three contractors, and on every one, whether it's the floor here, and let's say you're going to do maybe some painting, and then pick one that you can get along with. Pick one that really needs the work. Pick one that's going to do, check out their work, and if they do good, then awesome, right? Then you can put them on other jobs. But by doing this, you're able to just say, look, what do you need? You go buy the materials. This is what I need. Go buy it. Then you bring it, and then you keep on staying on top of them. Make sure they're not going to take off and go use your materials on another job and things of that nature. Trust me, it's happened before. And you want to make sure, right? Until if they become part of your crew, then yeah, you pay them a little bit more. Give them more love. They're getting more jobs from you. And, you don't have to babysit as much. Maybe you'll get one or two that are going, hey, I'll go ahead and manage this project for you. Cool. Pay them to get it done, right? So once you do that, it's a way to get started, and it's a great way to put the get some contracts and some agreements down, and have some incentives. If you get it done, hey, I need this done in 5 days. You get it done, in 3, I'm going to give you a bonus. Plus, it's done 2 days earlier. If it takes them 5, then they get paid. If it takes them longer, say, man, if it takes you longer, I'm going to start deducting some dineros from you, man, or whoever, or gal or whatever, if that's what they do. Now, so for an example, 1,800 square foot property, 3 beds, 2 baths, and a regular sized lot. Cosmetic rehab, right? We've got kitchens, baths, flooring, paint, fixtures, light landscaping to the front, and the backyard for some curb appeal, right? But not limited to. Note, here we go. If electrical, plumbing, or roof needs to be replaced or repaired, the rehab can double, okay? So that means, hey, we're looking at 1,800 square foot, $15 square foot, $27. $27, yes, $27,000 to do that rehab for that piece of property. Of course, well, we're not going to dig into how we actually get all that information, because we do get a lot of the information from the seller before we even go to the property to write up an offer. If those things are different than what they have described to us, then yeah, we have to adjust those numbers, right? So, for example, they said, hey, yeah, the kitchen's been rehabbed. This looks awesome. We had a handyman or a friend do it, and then you get there and it's like the fucking cabinets are all sideways and shit, all kinds of different colors, and it looks like shit. You're like, shit, okay. We're going to assume that the kitchen needs some love. But if it's fully rehabbed and it looks awesome, they did a great job, it's can lighting, everything looks beautiful, then boom, right? We're going to deduct from that $27,000, so we're not going to need a kitchen. Some going, well, shit, it's going to take me $27,000 to put one kitchen in. Well, good for you. That's what it is, We're going to go with cosmetic based on 1,800 square foot. And we're just going to put in, whether it's a rental, whether it's a, first-time home buyer, is it a nice property? All those things will come into play, of course, right? And you have to determine what that is demographically. Second is option 2, right? $25 square foot. Same thing, just depends on the demographics, where that's going to be. That could be anywhere from, as we look here, 25, 36, 45,000. Option 3. This means you're in a nice, decent area. It could be suburbia. It could be in the outskirts, right? You got nice schools, nice houses, parks and all that good shit, trails and walkways and everything, right? 30, $35. Others are going to go, oh, man, I can't do that for less than 65. Well, it is what it is, right? We'll go with 30, $35 square foot. We'll put some quartz, we'll put some can lighting, do all that good stuff, put all the fixtures. Get the house to pop. Do what you need to do. And if you look at those numbers, they're going to pop down here, right? Now, nicer type rehab with higher end fixtures, can lighting, quartz countertops. That's cosmetic rehab only, right? None of the mechanicals. We're not putting in, a panel, not changing any of the plumbing. We're not doing any electrical work, not doing any roofing work, not doing any foundational work. if any of those pop, let's say it's 1,800 square foot, and we're doing like $35 a square foot, then we're going to be like at 63,000. Let's say, man, we got some roof issues, and maybe a little electrical, right? Whatever it takes to do a whole roof, and then some electrical work, right? That can go up to 70, 75, 80, 85,000 bucks, right? If we have all those issues, and that thing can go up to over 100, 110, 120,000, right? So you got to be careful with that stuff. You just got to do your homework when you're talking to the seller, and then you don't have to become a contractor to understand what needs to be done, right, to a property. It's not that difficult once you understand it and learn it. All right, and things you're going to look for. And once again, this is the guide, right? When you speak with the seller using your lead gen micro goal sheet that you get and form and link when you come aboard and work with us exclusively, right? To get your submissions, because the mission is the submission. Now, that's what's going to help you make your money. I'm not going to get into how that basically works, because that's more and beyond the scope of this Friday highlights, right? Just wanted to throw some awesome, juicy, not just content, but some value to this here, because people are fixing and flipping and buying and holding all that good stuff. Trust me, it's happening all over the United States, right? But the mission is the submission when anybody comes aboard. And when you have your lead gen link and you're filling out all the information and you're talking to the seller and you're talking about all this stuff that we're talking about now and getting that information along with a bunch of other information that we get, what's on the first, what's on the second, what's the interest rate, right? Are you in pre-foreclosure? Is there bankruptcy involved? Setting the stage and going with the 3 magical questions, right? And then asking them on a scale of 1 to 10 how badly they need to sell or not, engaging them whether it's better for a listing or just better for a real estate investor. I know I'm talking fast, so hopefully you can catch up and stay with me. Watch the video all the way through, back and forth if you need to. Stop it. Yeah, grab those golden juicy nuggets, right? And use them in the field. They're going to help you out in this business, okay? So you'll know the condition of the property if you do it right, right? And you're going to know, well, hey, what is moving ready to one person, moving ready to another is totally different, right? Hey, the house needs repairs or doesn't need repairs. You'll figure that out as you move along this journey in creative real estate investing. So the way we do it is totally different. It may need less, may need more, but at the end of the day, the rehab is going to be the rehab, and what the property's going to sell for is what the property's going to sell for, right? So you can do cheap rehabs, you can do half-ass rehabs, you can do half and half, a third, or you can just do awesome rehabs, get that son of a bitch sold if you can afford it, right? At the end of the day, so when you're underwriting these deals to either wholesale them or sell them off to another investor or do them yourself, you should be working these numbers and looking at them as if you were going to buy the property. And if it's good enough for you, then it should be good enough for someone else. And if you could frame it that way, then you'll get your property sold, right? Because there's money in the deals. And if you buy them right, then there's definitely money in the deals. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Hopefully you got some value. What do we got here? 650. Okay, I'm not even sure when I started this darn thing, right? I was just cranking some tunes real quick and decided to come on here and share this lovely stuff with you. See if we got anything else that we can share. Thinking. Oh, yeah, tomorrow is Saturday training. Be there, be square, okay? We're going to get into some awesome stuff, right? We're going to get into something that I've been kind of discussing back and forth. We're going to talk about scripts, right? The power of scripts. Should you have a script? Should you use a script? Do you want to use a script? Do you like a script? Do scripts work? And I'm going to tell you, yes, they do, okay? So scripts do work. I'll tell you a little story. Maybe you've heard this, maybe you haven't, or maybe, some people are maybe down the road, someone shared it with you, not just my story, but others, of what a script can do for you, or what certain types of language said a certain way can do for you in your closing ratios, okay? Because there is a thing called closing ratios. The better you get, right? And there is a thing of time. Where if you're in a property long enough, or you're on the phone long enough with somebody, there is a certain time frame to get this and move it forward to a contract, right? To a signed contract. That is part of the art of the deal. If you understand those things, then you will understand and get the aha moments as you move forward in any business, including real estate or creative real estate investing, especially when someone comes aboard and works with us. Aha moments start dropping all day long, every week, every month as you move along with us, right? Trust me, you're gonna hear stuff that you probably never even heard of, and it's not to be right. It's just when you're in the business and you know what you know, but it's not to know it all, because you don't. It just doesn't work that way. You're always learning. We're always learning. You're always going to learn new things. You're always going to be adjusting and adapting to the market. But if you have passion, you're passionate about what you do, then it's not a job or a career. It's a lifestyle. At the same token, when you are obsessed with a thing, right? I'm not in a good way, not a crazy weird way, but in a good way. Then the time is not. You're not looking at, oh, I'm spending too much time doing this or that or that. As long as you know you're over delivering with your clients, with your people, and with yourself, and you can go to bed at night, right, and sleep good, then that's a good thing. That's the whole goal with myself and others throughout the United States of America, all past, present, and future mentees of America. I'm Erick from AHA Americans Helping Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. And AMP Live, the only mentoring program where we work with you one-on-one. It's a one-on-one mentoring program. Nobody does what we do on planet Earth because they just don't want to. It's not profitable for them at the end of the day. They'd rather serve you up with videos and PDFs and Facebook groups and communities. I get it. That's all awesome when you need it. It's an awesome place to find business and things of that nature. I go to them to recruit. I go to them to do what? To find good people to work with. Other than that, not much I'm going to be learning from some of these people to a degree, unless it's at a higher level for something different, right? Because a lot of these are usually for the tire kickers and newbies and things of that nature. So, when you get to that point, it's just more about networking, right? Who do you want to network? Who do you want to work with? Things of that nature. And it's a beautiful thing. I get it. There's some good ones and some bad ones, but we're here to rock and roll. We're here to drive you forward. We're here to become a driving force for you and others across the United States of America. Rock and roll in all that you do. United we stand. Awesome stuff is coming down the wire. I want to share it with you. So tomorrow there's going to be some stuff out there, right? We didn't post anything from a week behind, all that good stuff. Yes, there's a schedule. I like stuff live and uncut. I like to move on stuff when it comes on the table. Boom, whatever comes on the plate, eat it. So you can't bitch if your plate is full, because that's what you wanted. And that's what happens when you come aboard and work with us. You have an empty plate, or you have a plate that's full, but the food is just not good, or it's rotten, or it's shitty, or you're trying to figure out, man, how do I eat this, right? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's what we're going to do. All right, so rock and roll in all that you do. We're going to crank some tunes, and we're going to go ahead and let you go. You rock and roll in all that you do. You have an awesome, awesome, awesome day. We'll see you tomorrow and this week. Go out and hunt those deals, rock those deals. There's